evil. Our forces will pop him from the axis of evil. He'll wish he never messed with the red, white, and blue. We'll lock him in prison where the love is taboo. With the world of his evil for once and for all. Iraq will have starved apple pie and baseball. That's how we bum 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 Saddam. Bum 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 bum. Go Georgie. Bum 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 Saddam. Hey Saddam, Iraq will have freedom. Bum 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 Saddam.
Dude, America first! America first! Get that through your head! Dude, America first! America first! You heard that before? What? America first! America first! What the hell, man? Dude, America first! America first! To all of you, let me explain one damn thing. America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is America's first. America, America, America. What the hell, man? Globalists, no! Goblins, no! This is it. Everybody get ready! America first! America first! Get that through your head! Dude, America first! America first! You heard that before? What? America first! America first! Get that through your head! America first! America first!
This is a Swamp production. Yeah, corrupt Shrekin named Donkey.
Jake, I see some soldiers from far away. They trying to tell me this is their swamp.
No, Donkey. This is my swan. My swan. Yeah, Donkey, this is my swan. My swan. Yeah, Donkey, this is my swan. My swan. Yeah, Donkey, this is my swan. My swan. Yeah, Donkey. Came out of swamp, I'm donkey. Sipping that lean, it's boldly. Smoking that green, it's lovely. Yeah, yeah, donkey. What's in a bag, pumpy? We got a mag, pumpy. Now they fall back like Humpty Dumpty, yeah.
Damn straight, I get so high, never lame straight. Hop out the back of the lame straight. They know this shooter got guns in his tool, but I think that this bitch got all blame straight. Look at my coat, we can band change. We thumbing through hundreds and whipping this on you. How can we be humble? They looking, they telling me damn straight.
What ain't mad at me, donkey? What for? Cause I took Fiona out the hood. What ain't mad at me, donkey? What for? It's cause fuck hard, only 4-4.
Oh, wait, straight, hold on. Hear me, I'ma spin it. Get his block hot like a biscuit. I'm a stallion, we can kick it. You said a motor, bitch, I'ma leak it. He ain't torment, no preaching. Couple rain in the car, big sipping. Set him up, that we run blue steel skin. Sip him up from the swamp, where you living?
My swan, yeah, donkey, this is my swan. My swan, yeah, donkey, this is my swan. My swan, yeah, donkey, this is my swan. My swan, yeah, donkey. Came out of swamp, I'm donkey. Sipping that lean, it's boldly. Smoking that green, it's lovely. Yeah, yeah, donkey. What's in a bag, pumpy? We got a mag, pumpy. Now they fall back like Humpty Dumpty, yeah, yeah.
Here. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage. Our president...
Anyway, I got to start with that. That is Donald Trump in 2011. This is not AI. This is Donald Trump in 2011 criticizing Obama over his failure to negotiate with Iran, saying that we will cause a war because our president is incompetent. Joining us now, Mr. Halafka, he's been found.
Oh my God, we found him! He's alive!
What's up, dude?
I have a job, unlike Mitch. I'm sorry, I have to work. Like,
Don't
I've
worry,
been
we'll twin.
found.
We'll twin.
Motherfuckers ain't
We'll
go
both
nowhere.
own this. We'll both own it, buddy. Don't worry. I'm just
I
glad
wa-
you're alive. Oh
He's
no,
dead
not
again.
again!
He's dead again. Please help us find if you can't find Josh Golubka. That's what we were laughing about. Mitchell literally just made that moments ago because we were talking about how we couldn't find Josh and we didn't know what happened to him.
Yeah, and for some reason, Google made it hard to find the template to make that again. What the fuck, Google? What if he was actually missing?
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. To answer some questions in here, what is Kick? Is it a Twitch clone? It was made after all the people on Twitch started complaining about the unfair enforcements and stuff like that over there. So it's modeled after Twitch, but it's definitely not a clone. It's its own thing, and it's a lot more free speech and friendly. And I think we should push it more because the creator breaks are way higher. For example, YouTube takes 30%, Twitch would take 50%. I think Kick only takes about 90, or no, like 10%. I'm sorry. You get 90. Sorry. Yeah, the other way.
Yeah. Also, Kick has been known for having a lot of crazy personalities on there, and we'll be here to cover it all.
Yeah, Kick is for
From
gambling.
Johnny Somali, Vitali, what other crazy ass motherfuckers are on Kick? Who's crashing out in Asia this time?
Try not to knock bottles down when I do this. As the champion of the swamp, I think I'm probably the only. I don't know who Rob voted for. I know Josh and Mitch voted for. I don't know who Rob voted for, but I think I'm the only one that didn't vote for this.
Did you even vote, or did you just
No.
stay at home that day?
No, because I was not inspired to vote for Chase, and I had a guy at work ask me. He's like, "Why aren't you voting?" Or like, "Why don't you vote for Trump or whatever?" Or like, "You're going to vote for Kamala." I don't remember what he said exactly, but my answer to him was the question isn't like whether or not I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris or even Chase Oliver. I just don't trust Trump. I think he's lying to us, and I think he's going to go back on everything he did the first time, and I have no reason to believe the second time would be any different. So far, I mean, you got Ross, so there's that.
Yeah. And as I said before the show, and I feel like a fucking broken clock over the past week repeating this, the way I looked at things is you vote for Trump, you get war with Iran, plus you get a free Ross. You vote for Kamala Harris, you get war with Iran, plus you're terrible for being white.
Yeah.
So, that's just my way of seeing it. If there was a viable path that voting for Chase Oliver would have gotten Ross freed, which I know Chase said he would have done it, but let's face it, that wasn't going to fucking happen with him. If there was a viable path that seemed viable, I would have voted for him.
Yeah, this my wife said the same thing. It's a different Kick. It's not the same Kick that you find single moms or underage girls on. It's it's a different Kick entirely, okay?
While we're talking about that Kick, I have a really
Uh-huh.
funny story about that.
Yeah.
Of one of my sister's fucking airhead friends from high school. We were at an amusement park, and her dumbass kept on calling Kick Kike. but she was so fucking stupid that she didn't even realize what she was doing.
Yeah.
And like, I kept on looking around and just seeing people looking at her like, what the fuck? Like,
Mitch, you've done it again. What a great transition. Speaking of Kike, boom. That's why we're here tonight. 'Cause we're going to war. I mean, it sounds like we're already at war. We're waiting on our Lord and Savior Donald Trump to come tell us exactly how bad it is.
And just because, as Josh was doing here with the hat on, as I'm about to do, I will own this and wear this hat. And if at any moment I feel the need to rip it off and punch it, I will. So, I'll be like Ross Perot in that Simpsons thing when they tell him to vote for a third party candidate,
Yeah.
Punch
I
right
didn't
forward.
I didn't have enough time to put together like a full drinking game. I like literally found out about this like an hour before.
I mean, I don't think any of us were expecting this.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Mitch, what were you doing when Trump bombed Iran?
I was on a walk with my dog.
You were on a walk with your dog.
Yeah.
Josh, you look like you're becoming more like redneck Arizonian.
Yeah, the wife beater, the MAGA hat, like.
I mean, I got to beat my wife and drink
That's right.
Copious amounts of alcohol. What is that a problem now? I thought this was America. Like I can't beat my wife on my own. That's my property. We don't believe in property rights no more.
Friend, okay.
Fred, see, this is the problem with America. Y'all woke bullshit. Fred, see, my Coca-Colas don't have any of that gay fucking woke shit. I know it's Pride Month still. I know, Tim, you got your big rainbow cock just up your butt right now, but I don't want to see that gay shit.
I got this one. Is this cool? This says homie on it.
Okay, that's a little better. You know what? Actually, no. The goddamn Mexicans need to go back to Mexico, too.
I got the Santa Claus. Yeah, the Santa Claus cans.
God damn, Mitch, you've been sitting on that bitch for almost 8 months now.
I don't even know how it happened.
No, you don't. You know how it happened. Either you bought expired soda from the fucking Chinese dollar store, or you've been sitting on them bitches for months. It's your choice. You can admit.
And it's still good, man. I've been sitting on it for months.
You fucker. Well, have we done traditions?
No. Tradition? Yeah, we can do it right now. What are you drinking?
You know, I got the Del Bach Dorado here. I'm going to finish off this bottle before I get to the Widow Jane Decadence we got in Florida.
You can't really see it, but I got another one of those over there. Somebody, dude, I opened up that Del Bach Classic or whatever.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker disappeared. I think Brandy stole it. I was trying to find that, and I was trying to find my fucking vodka, too. And that's also gone. So, yeah. I don't know.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy your drinks, because I was planning on talking about this on Tuesday. But much like Joe Rogan doing Sober October, I've decided to do something similar, and I'm doing Sober Summer.
Summer. Ooh.
Yep. And while you guys are dealing with that, you're going to see just what the results are with me. So this should be interesting. Hopefully we can have some hilarious clips like Sober October.
I guess we'll see.
You ever watch the compilations from Sober October where you can see them like getting irritable? That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be sober like that. Fuck.
No, I enjoy.
Listen, a few days in, I'm already reminded of that Doug Stanhope joke of, guys, you ever try this weird thing like sleeping sober?
You know what?
Doug Stanhope was right.
Well, you're about to be sober for a lot longer because we're about to go to war with Iran.
Soldiers ain't sober. You know that's true. And I didn't say what I was drinking. I finished the Savannah. I'm going to the Wild Turkey. I'm waiting. But yeah, no, the soldiers aren't sober. You go to war, you're on drugs, taking alcohol, whatever. Yeah, man.
I mean, I've watched enough Vietnam footage to know what goes on over there.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mitch Hilly's cool SwampCaster.
For sure. But
fuck Shane.
Vietnam, bro, you're talking about Vietnam that happened almost like 60 years ago, bro. That's like World War II when we were kids. Who gives a fuck?
I know, but you seen that footage though? The dude smoking out of the shotgun.
Yeah, you saw the scene in Jarhead where he got his shit fucked up because he fucking gave away their position because he got drunk and fucking set off a bunch of fucking flares and shit.
Yeah.
Wait, when did that happen? Iraq War? Or?
I'm pretty sure that was first Gulf War, bro. Like. Okay. That's the thing. Jarhead was based on like a true story. So like,
you know, it's funny you bring up that movie because you were in the military.
Because we're going to World War III. That's right, fucking Joe Hanoush.
Yeah. You really want to be sober for the war? General Order Number 1 refers to a set of regulations that have been applied in different contexts. One notable instance is the prohibition of alcoholic beverages for U.S. personnel, which was implemented during the Gulf War.
I will guard the limit
Gulf
of my
War.
post and only quit my post when properly relieved. That's General Order Number 1.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not going, though. I'm not fucking going.
You know, I'm ready. I'm packed. I got my shit squared away. I'm good to go. Let's fucking get it.
It's
Appalachia Stan is still an option.
Appalachia Stan. I'm going to go conquer wide swaths of Persia like my forefathers did.
Yeah.
Are you Greek?
I'm
or Macedonian?
Greek. I'm part Greek. Yeah, part Greek, actually, Macedonian Greek. And I'm actually part Persian. So my ancestors actually conquered our own land. So I'm going back and taking back my homeland from these fucking Islamic butts.
Embrace tradition, Josh.
No way, dude. This is gonna be me standing out front in my lawn.
Get-
I'm not
Get me and
fucking
Tim are
dying.
Appalachia stand, baby.
When'd you get a Mac 10, bro?
Don't ask about my guns.
I usually don't, but I'm curious. Like, Mac
I don't-
10, why do you look like Woody Harrelson now all of a sudden?
Listen, I said it's gonna be me. I didn't say this is me.
You sure? You looking real Matthew McConaughey in that picture.
It's not a bad build though. I think it'd be all right. Yeah, we're waiting for him to come live with his bullshit. So whenever he does, we'll go ahead and hear it. Josh, how do you feel? You own this.
I'm ready. Like I said, I'm packed.
Yeah.
My bags are good to go. I'm ready to, I'm ready to take my marching orders from mein Führer. My president, my Western president, and we're going to fuck up the Haji in Iran. I know it's one letter. I'm sorry, guys.
So there was a video I was saving for Tuesday, but since it's topical now and we're waiting, we might as well bring it up. It's a video on why invading Iran is a pain in the ass.
By who?
By
Here,
who?
I don't know what you're.
Let me find it. No, it's under episode content.
You mean with the other 20 links you put in there? For
Yeah. I'm about to go grab. I've been preparing.
I know you did.
It's under Putin news. Here, I'll forward it to the front.
You guys can't see it because like it's our chat, but you know when it's going to be a Mitch show coming up because there's like 20, 30 fucking links just get spammed in there all week.
And what's funny is most of them don't even end up getting used.
That's true.
No, and
like, there's a lot of things in there that.
Yeah.
Like
Mitch has no idea what we're talking about. He's like, "Well, I just put the video and I never actually watched it."
I just did it. Okay.
I was gonna come back and watch later.
All right, Mitch.
But if you actually bring up this one,
I have it. It's right
bring
here.
it up, play it.
Cool.
I want you to play it, and then I want to tell you why. Because I've seen this already. I want to tell you why that's all bullshit. What Mitch is saying that's so goddamn hard to invade Iran.
All right,
I'm not saying it. They're saying it. I just want to hear you guys talk about it because it's relevant.
Trump.
Like Mitch, I have not.
I'm not saying I didn't say that. You're the one who said that, Josh. You know, it was actually you.
They're all saying it. It's not me. It's everybody else saying it. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't me. It was everyone else.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Invading Iran by land? Almost impossible. And here's why. To the west, the Zagros Mountains, a rocky wall with narrow passes, easy to defend, hard to attack. To the north, the Elburz Mountains, rising like a shield beside the Caspian Sea. To the east, more rugged mountains near Afghanistan and Pakistan. Still no easy entry. And in the middle, two deadly deserts, Dashti Kavir and Dashti Lut. Scorching heat, salt flats, that swallows tanks, mountains, deserts, bottlenecks.
It's almost over.
Iran is a natural fortress, and that's why invading Iran by land is a military nightmare.
I wanted all of their little captions.
Yeah. I can go back.
Shit.
I just want
to.
Okay.
So let me tell you. Go ahead.
No, I'm just blowing it up. There you
go. Okay. So I want to tell you why that's all bullshit. First off, I want you to look right down there to the south there. You see that little blue line, that little orange fucking bubble? Notice in between there's a big-ass gap that we can push on up and through. So that's just cool right there. Yep. Then you look up to the north, right in between, once again, that little orange fucking bubble and that little red line there. Yeah, there's an entry point right there. Oh, yeah, look, there's another one right there. Do you think the U.S. military gives a fuck about desert and salt flats? My God, like Death Valley, we fucking send the Rangers to fucking walk across the salt flats in fucking Utah, mountain to mountain for fucking a week straight. That's 2 weeks of mountain fucking course. That's what it is. Walk to this mountain. Now you're going to walk 50 miles across a fucking salt flat to the next mountain. We ain't fucking scared of no salt flats. Desert. I used to have a fucking Green Beret who was training me in ROTC who was like telling me about how he fucking was doing sear fucking shit through the fucking Sahara Desert with a level 1 fucking HVT to a fucking little bird. We don't care about the desert either. Mountains? We have a whole fucking mountain division. It's called the 10th Mountain Division for a reason. We live in the mountains. Fuck around and let's find out.
Guys,
and by the way, we can just fly
people
Oh, he's coming. He's coming.
President's live.
Yeah, he's coming.
God damn it. Talk to me, Donald.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades.
Yeah, Joe.
Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
Is that
Thank
it?
you.
No questions?
President Trump
No
there at the White House,
question.
Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio also serving as his
Damn.
national security
Damn.
advisor.
That's it?
Along with Defense
That's it?
Secretary Pete Hegseth right there with
Yes,
President
sir.
Trump announcing to the nation, similar to what he said in his post on social media. Not
We don't need a Mr. Murr or whatever his name is. Yeah, kind of. I don't know, less eventful than I wanted, but
I feel energized.
do
I
you?
feel like we're making
Really?
America great again. Like we're fighting the terrorists. Like we're freedom fries and all that other good shit.
I don't believe you.
What? You don't believe me?
I don't. Yeah.
Spectacular military strikes, precision,
Yeah.
speed.
Listen, America's got a lethal fighting force. That I don't know. That was one thing that it's like kind of like the immigration thing. Like there were a couple things that I knew were going to be different when Donald Trump came in. And like one was like we're gonna fucking deport some people. We're serious about this shit. We want to get it done. The other one was the military. We're not gay no more. Okay, we're here to kill people. All right.
No.
So I
no
feel
gay.
like I feel like that was inevitable. But I don't know, man. Somebody I don't remember who brought it up. Somebody was saying I think it was Mario. Yeah, didn't he say just a few days ago that we were not getting involved? From what I could tell, Trump was always kind of reserving the right to be involved. Basically, he never said we were. He never said we weren't. He said we will if we need to. What's crazy about this though is Trump kind of pump faked everybody because he told them all. He said, "Hey, you got 2 weeks. Like after Israel hit the first time, They said, look, I gave you 60 days. You didn't listen. This is day 61, 62. Your ass got fucking bombed. And then when people were asking Trump to come out and say something or say what we were going to do next, he said, no, give me about 2 weeks. And then we'll decide from there what we're going to do. Like 2-3 days later, we're bombing the shit out of them.
Like, gotcha, bitch.
Here, Pat's not been here in a while. What's he say? Trump somehow worse than I thought possible. This was supposed to be the saving grace of him being Kamala. You boys want to respond to that? I know you feel differently, so.
Look, you could have gotten Kamala, who would have not bombed Iran, maybe. But if she did, and she probably would have done it in such a fucked up manner that she would have gotten us bombed back. Trump did it so spectacularly that we're not even going to hear about it again. No blowback. Zero blowback. None of this blowback is ever going to happen. Make America great again. He did it. Y'all mad. Sorry.
Oh, apparently Netanyahu has responded as well.
Oh, what did Bibi say?
Here, I was monitoring this, and this
What
came
does
up.
Bibi Netanyahu say?
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons.
That's what I thought.
His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the
just
United
look at Gaza.
States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Okay, so there you have it. That was the
He totally threatened to release Trump's Epstein tape.
What? No, stop.
Like, I'm willing to bet. Like, there was a phone call. Like, listen, you're going to bomb them, or else we're going to release the video of you and Mr. Epstein's island.
There was no video of him on Epstein Island. If there was, the Democrats would have released it by now.
It's one or the other. The thing with Epstein's island, it's a game of mutually assured destruction.
Why are you talking like that, Mitch?
What do you mean?
He's trying to be BB.
You're being racist.
I've been trying to do BB for a while.
It's racist and anti-Semitic.
Josh, remember 11% European Jew. I have the out.
Okay, and
11% European Jew.
Don't make me report you to Ron DeSantis and have you deported out of Florida. They don't put up with that anti-Semite shit in the great sunshine state of Florida there.
No, but I'm 11% Jew, buddy. 11% Jew.
Yeah, and then 11%
Ashkenazi, baby.
You can 11% you can stay in the state of Florida, and the other 89% of you can get the fuck out. And then the 11% that stays is going to get kicked out of that state too, like they did out of the other 139.
Josh isn't part of the woke crowd. Absolutely not. But
no.
He does want to glass the Middle East.
Do I want to glass the Middle East? No. I actually would prefer to turn them into a parking lot. You can charge people money for that. There's a capitalist motive involved.
I see.
I'm capitalist. I'm a capitalist.
All right, thanks for the clarification. I don't want to misquote you. Thanks.
We turn to a parking lot that people can come to visit, and they can park their rental cars, because you always need space to park your car, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where
else are you going to land those big, beautiful B-2 bombers?
You're right. Tim, actually, you're right. We need more runway space for our beautiful, spectacular B-2 bombers to fuck you up if you fuck with us.
That's right. Yeah.
With how much big and beautiful has been said by the Republicans lately, you would think that they were advocating for plus-sized women.
Yeah.
I don't like you right now, Mitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for. Fuck your mom. Fuck your dad. Fuck your sister. Fuck your dog and your cat. Fuck your president that you think you have because you don't have that president.
So,
Fuck Kamala Harris because she's a hoe.
So, Mitch, this is a question directed at you, but it's about Josh. Who do you?
Let's
Hold on.
fucking go.
I have to pull it up really quickly.
It's gonna be good.
I want to hear it.
Who do you think? I'm almost there. I'm trying to delay. Who do you think creamed harder when Trump bombed Iran? Was it Josh or Mark Levin?
I don't know, man. Mark Levin really got into that post.
Yeah,
that's your boy, Mitch. You gotta protect the tribe members. Remember, you 11%. You gotta protect the tribe.
Yeah, Josh. You don't. As far as I'm concerned, you don't have any of that in there. So I got to defend Mark Levin. Mark Levin wins this one.
There you go. I'm a dirty Iranian. You're right. I deserve to get glass.
Parking lotted.
Excuse me, parking. We don't want to glass. I want to park. No, I want to be glass. Like, if I'm gonna die, I want to be beautiful when I die, not asphalt.
Well, I keep pulling this thing up just to see if there's any new updates here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in up here. But this is like the main thing. So apparently, on Iranian TV now, there's a post going out. And Unusual Whales posted it, actually. Let me grab theirs. That'll be better.
There we go.
Iranian state TV just said that every American citizen or military in the region is now a target. So they're responding to this exactly as you'd expect. We're going to war. Like, Trump is saying, y'all better back down. And they're saying, fuck you, we're coming.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's going to drone the fuck out of them.
What?
Stupid for all of it. We should why the fuck are we doing any of this?
I know.
I got questions real quick here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So Iran's here, right? Iran's here. And you got like Afghanistan, like, okay, over here, because I'm having to reverse my camera. And you got like Iraq over here. So Iran was kind of in the middle of like the whole war on terrorism, if you will. They got to watch from both sides of their ass what we did to Middle Eastern countries that didn't play ball.
Yeah.
Do you really want to do this? And if you do, understanding that Trump is an unhinged retard and he might nuke you.
That's not a great example, though, because like you're saying, like, look at what we did to Afghanistan. What? We like wasted a bunch of time and energy there, killed a bunch of people, sure, but ultimately Afghanistan won.
It was, if Joe Biden wouldn't have been in office, Afghanistan probably wouldn't have won. We would have drugged that shit out or forced a point to get some kind of concessions from them before we pulled out, and we would have done it right so we didn't turn over all of our military equipment that we didn't feel like pulling out of the Middle East to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, be what it may, at the end of the day, we spent over a decade in their country devastating their economy, fucking up their infrastructure. I'm talking the tune of almost $1 trillion of infrastructure damage that we never fucking actually repaired. And you're going to turn around and tell me you want this shit? Like, I don't even care. You, like, if you're a typical, like, regular Iranian citizen and you look over to the east and you see Iraq, you look over to the west and you see motherfucking Afghanistan. I know I got them two reversed, but that's not the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You're going to look at both of them, looking both ways, and you're just an average Iranian citizen. You're going to go, yeah, this is what we want. Fuck us up. Bomb the fuck out of our towns. Send the Marines in. Turn this shit to Fallujah again. Like, yeah, make fucking Tehran Fallujah. That's what we want to do. Like, no Iranian is saying this shit. The Ayatollah, yeah, he's saying that shit. Whoever the president is,
you're saying the people in Iran don't actually want the war, but the leadership does.
The leader. I don't think anybody in Iran wants this smoke because they know that if we come in there, the Iranian leadership's going to be fine, but we are going to smoke the dog piss out of your average citizen. We will come into your country. We will fuck you up. We will fuck your family up. We will kill you without any kind of reason or just indiscriminately will kill you because we can and because we can justify it because you may or may not have been a threat to us and our troops. And this is just not the smoke you want. Like, believe me, there was a fuck ton of war crimes we committed. You don't think the same shit's going to happen in Iran that happened in Afghanistan? Remember Abu Ghraib, Iraq? Remember all the shit we had to do over there? Remember Blackwater and their fucking dudes getting drug out and fucking burned and hung from a fucking bridge? This shit can be y'all too. We can do this shit. It's not outside the scope of possibility, but if you're Iran, you're not coming over here. You're not fighting us in our streets. You're not taking me out of my home. You're not bombing my neighborhood. We're doing it to you. So really think about that there. We're going to sleep nice in our beds.
So what do you think are the odds of a coup happening at some point in the future in Iran?
Unlikely.
Unlikely? Okay.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't...
Just curious, based on everything that you just said there.
I don't think...
Is it possible that someone in the military says, fuck it, we can't deal with this. We need to get him out of there right now?
No. It's more likely that the Israeli and Mossad kill him. It's a lot more likely that happens, I think. That's my opinion. I don't know. I've been trying to see how everybody's reacting to this. The one I got up here right now is Dave Rubin. Imagine being an American and being upset right now.
He just has such nimwit responses.
Yeah, this is just moments after the bombing. I don't know if he said anything since the press conference. Let me see. Look at the competent, strong, patriotic Americans standing behind Trump. This is what we voted for. God bless America. That was his last post. Yeah.
You know what's funny too? If you actually look, Rubio and JD Vance look fucking shook.
Yeah.
Think so?
Look at them.
Yeah.
Pull it up. Make
I
it
think
big
so.
screen.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to...
I was thinking, I didn't notice Rubio, but when he was talking, I was kind of thinking that about Vance.
I rewinded.
Zoom in. Make us small. Zoom in on them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I rewinded the tape. It's muted right now, but
yeah. Look at JD. Like he's just looking like upset. Like nigga, what? And then you got motherfucking Ruby over here, just straight 1,000-yard stare into the camera.
Yeah, the dead stare.
Is even looking scared too. Look at him. He's got that 1,000-yard like his position of attention stare. Like, all right, I just gotta stare into space for this.
Hegseth is definitely the most stoic of the three.
Yeah, because Hegseth is an actual gangster and actually understands what this is going to mean. But he's ready for this shit. Rubio, he's a cuck, so he's like, well, fuck. JD Vance is like, is there going to be extra crowns involved? Because I'm hungry.
You stupid bitch. No, he said there was a report that came out right before this where JD Vance apparently was urging against bombing Iran, and that's what I posted first, and then
that's why I was looking at him throughout this, because his expression kind of says it all.
That expression right there, everything.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, that is and this is exactly why, because he was like, don't do it, don't do it, do not do it, and Trump was like, I'm gonna do it.
I would do it.
I'm gonna do it.
He said,
"Do it again."
He said, "Do not
do it again.
Do not come. I'm gonna come."
Yep. That's exactly what happened. JD Vance is like, Donald, do not come, and he's like, I'm gonna come.
That's when you need Rob here. Unfortunately, Rob is throwing like a party or something because we bombed Iran. No, that's not why.
He's currently
real American patriots. I love it. Mitch, you're not a real American patriot.
Are you kidding me? I'm the biggest patriot of all. But Rob is currently partying with Muhammad Ali.
Oh, that's
Say what?
Say what?
Yeah.
Saddam has gone into hiding. He's scared he's going to get bombed again.
Actually, Saddam might take this as an opportunity to go back to Iraq and take some land from Iran.
Yeah.
You know, that could be an option too. I don't know. But
yeah.
So you ready to die, boys?
No. Before this whole thing happened, I was like, I was working on a different video. I was going to put together a video about all of the war that's happening right now, and kind of crazy too, if you think about it. Because while I was working on that video, I was also watching Mike Dermott on LPA, and I thought there was like a weird click that happened for me. Mike has said on our show and elsewhere that he wanted to join the RLC because there's a fight in the Republican Party for the future of the Republican Party and what that means going forward. And then meanwhile, right now, you have a fight in the Republican Party among conservatives and America First people about, should we help out Israel? Should we bomb Iran? Should we not be involved? And there's this huge war happening, and with like the Laura Loomer types and the Owen Schroyer types and just all kinds it's basically, you have two sides from what I can gather. You've got the pro-interventionists and the anti-interventionists. That's the simplest way to split them up. What's interesting, though, is the pro-interventionists are making a lot of the same arguments that people made against Donald Trump early on. Remember, early on with Russiagate, you had everybody was saying like, oh, Donald Trump's an asset. He's a foreign agent. Well, all the people that are pro-intervention, if you are anti-intervention, obviously you're working for Qatar, for Russia, for Iran. It's ridiculous, the split that's happening right now. But anyway, all of that stuff kind of came together right before this bomb dropped. And it's, I don't know. What do you guys think about the war in that's happening with everybody? Josh, I don't know. I don't know how much of it is like performance and how much of it is like, I really want war with these people. But I feel like the side that is anti-war is more my side.
So I've said this several times, but anybody who, I am not an anti-war advocate. I am a pro-peace advocate. I believe that peace is the best option. I always will. And anybody who's anti-war, great. You're almost there, in my opinion. I don't want you to be anti-war. Even Ludwig von Mises said it. Anybody who's anti-anything, you're losing the point. You're starting from a point of negativity. People don't like negativity. Psychologically, it drives people away from your movement. So I don't want to be anti-war. I want to be pro-peace. At the same time, if you're going to bring war onto my doorstep, or you're going to want me to be involved in warfare, then I have a duty and obligation to be skilled and competent in warrior tasks and drills. So, if you value freedom and liberty, I would expect you to be pro-peace, and if not, at the very least, anti-war. And that if you, while you are one of these two things, that you also become skilled at warrior tasks and drills, because eventually, I've said this before, it's human nature for conflict, to fight, to go to war. Name me any time. You guys, we have tons of history buffs in our friends circle. Pick one. I don't give a fuck which one. You can bring anyone you want on the show. I want one of you guys to bring one on and have them show me a period in time where there was not some kind of conflict going on somewhere in the world. It is human nature to fight, to have conflict, to go to war. I am sorry if that is an uncomfortable truth for some libertarians and some conservatives and some constitutionalists, but that is the truth, and you can hate it, but history is going to tell you that if you don't like it, that is your feelings, and fuck your feelings.
Before Eve ate the apple.
All right. And no, actually,
I know.
before Eve ate the apple, there was a war in heaven between Lucifer and the other angels, because he would not bow.
You said a period of time.
Yes,
you
even in heaven there was conflict. Once again, even God
as is above, so is below. Yeah.
Even God understood. The great Lord, if you're a Christian, God sent his people to war. If you're a Christian, you understand that the Lord does not want you to murder, but if God tells you to fight, you fight. If God tells you to go around the walls, blaring horns and beating drums for 10 days, guess what? That's how you fall the walls of Jericho. And that's how you get to the land of milk and honey. And that's how the Israelites got to fucking where they were supposed to be. Read y'all Bibles. You'll learn some shit.
According to Ted Cruz, the Bible says we have to go fight for Israel. So
Ted Cruz can suck my dick. First off, that motherfucker looks like the Munsters' fucking grandpa. Second of all, that motherfucker's the goddamn Zodiac killer. Don't lie to me. I know
Bernie is the Zodiac killer.
No, Teddy Cruz is the Zodiac killer. 100%.
No, Bernie Sanders is the Zodiac killer. You've never seen
Mitch,
the Bernie ones? Young Bernie literally
Mitch,
looks like the sketches.
Look, I get other people. Look, you can line up in the line of people who want to fight me over shit. You can be the one who fights me over Bernie Sanders being the
Bernie is the Zodiac killer.
Want to fight me.
Bernie? I've never heard the Bernie theory. I've heard the Ted Cruz one.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I never heard of Bernie Sanders Zodiac killer, bro. That's I don't know. I've seen the little slider. It's like Zodiac Killer profile, Ted Cruz. Zodiac Killer profile, Ted Cruz. It's close. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's close. It's just close. It's not
Tim,
It's not causation. It's correlation.
Yeah, you can send me what you want. Here, Mario said, fuck all this grandstanding. Those with kids know what that risk. Josh has kids.
I have kids. I understand what the risks are. Like, yeah, that's why you...
There it is.
I don't believe in population. I don't believe in, condensation and, condensing populations. I believe in population scarcity. I want to get the fuck away from everybody. So if something happens, I can at least have a shot. And yeah, you hide your kids, you hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're going to be raping everybody out here. I know. Oh, no.
That he does look very similar to the sketches.
See what I mean? I rest my case.
Oh, this is a poor case there, Mitch. You better get a new lawyer involved. I'm not buying that at all.
I am not trying to convince you at this point. I am trying to convince the world Bernie Sanders is the Zodiac Killer, allegedly.
Have you ever seen them in the same room?
Exactly.
I can't say I've ever seen the Zodiac Killer in the room to begin with. So how do I know? Like, do we know what the Zodiac Killer looks like to say for certain?
That's 4 different sketches. That's 4 different sketches.
Yeah, and it looks like 4 different people. How do I know? That looks like the motherfucker from Falling Down. Like,
that was just the style back then, I guess.
Look, haters gonna hate, players gonna play. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Ted Cruz, Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Joe Hanoush in the same room with anybody?
He has been on stream with us, so none of us are Joe Hanoush. We know that.
But was he in the room with you?
Not right now, but he was at the convention. We were all there together.
I know.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's Joe Hanoush is not any of us, but he may be you at home.
But he could be the Zodiac Killer, is what you're saying.
He wasn't alive in '62.
Maybe that's...
It's 100% true.
Is anything 100% true, Tim?
Yeah, Joe Hanoush is not as old as Bernie Sanders. I give the man some credit, okay?
Okay, I can give you that. He is definitely not older than Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Ross Ulbricht is the Zodiac Killer. Okay. Sure.
Can we get a pardon
crazy
for that?
Twist.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy ass story. Like, yeah, I went to
the Zodiac
for...
Killer before he was even born.
No. Anyway, this is what I had pulled up before. Marjorie Taylor Greene, every time America's on the verge of greatness, we get involved in another foreign war. There would not be bombs dropping on the people of Israel if Netanyahu had not dropped bombs on the people of Iran. Israel is a nuclear armed nation. This is not our fight. I agree with MTG. Okay. We don't need this shit.
MTG is a soft American, and she should be sent to the fucking gulags when we make America great again.
You're crazy, dude.
No, I'm not. She's a terrible American, terrible patriot. Send her straight to Gitmo. Terrorist. She's a terrorist. She's supporting the terroristic woman. White women need to be stopped because they're terrorists, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Send her to Mexico. Send her to Iran. Send her to the Middle East. She deserves it.
You know who agrees with you? Your future wife, Laura Loomer.
Look, I could do worse. I could do worse.
We could try and hook this up. Remember, we could try and hook this up.
Because she's like leading the charge against all of the quote unquote fake MAGA or not really America first. If you don't support Donald Trump in his war against Iran on behalf of Israel, you are working for Qatar. You are.
Well, that's just because they're blackmailing Laura Loomer because she's actually a tranny and doesn't want people to know. Like, look at that face, look at that body. She was really a man beforehand. The MAGA movement's got her by the balls, literally and figuratively. So they're just keeping her blackmailed. They're like, if you don't say this shit, we're going to put it out that you were actually, Lawrence Loomer before this. You weren't Lawrence. We're going to let the whole world know. Your secret's going to be out. You're going to be ruined. No one's going to take you seriously again. Because look at her. She looks like a fucking man. Like, I could do a whole lot worse because I could actually date a real man. At least I got a fake man here who kind of can pass.
Well, here's another one. Nancy Mace said, just text it. Nancy Mace, the one who said she was going to show her tits and never did. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember her. She ain't bad. I would.
Yeah. Just texted the president to congratulate him, greatest president in American history. I'm speechless. He's done what no one else could ever do. She puts the Israeli flag before the American flag, just pointing it out. Okay.
What? Say what?
Say what?
No way.
Say what?
Israel first? No, not in America. We're America first here. But Israel is our greatest ally, and being a good friend means sometimes being selfless. So that's what America's doing. This is selfless service from America. We're putting our friends and our allies first for once.
Exactly.
I could
And
actually
Iran-
believe that.
and
that.
Iran-
That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
I could do worse than Marilyn Manson too,
Joe.
Joe. Don't fuck with me.
Joe, you
That's pretty
have
good.
you have just broken me.
He had a point. It's gone now. You know who else had a point? John McCain's grave after finding out we bombed Iran. Okay. He had a point as well. You were gonna say Hassan Piker, but he's Turkish. There's another Turkish person that I was gonna pull up here. Thank you for the segue. Here we go. I don't know what he said about this. I'm guessing he's against it, but let's see. What he
Just
says.
bombed Iran. We've entered the war. We bombed 3 of their facilities, Natanz, Isfahan, and Fordo. We dropped 30,000-pound bunker busters on Fordo. The American military says that it's totally wiped out. Do they have definitive proof on the ground yet? Of course not. But they believe that it was a very effective bombing campaign. So now the question is, what happens next? So first, let's note for the record, the person who's not anti-war is a person who starts a war. So fuck Donald Trump. He started this war. He said he wasn't going to start wars.
I agree with what he said. It's just whenever Cenk says it, like, vaginas shrivel around the world. Like, I don't know what it was about the way he said it. It just didn't hit right.
The record, the person who's not anti-war is a person who starts a war. So fuck Donald Trump. He started this war. He said he wasn't going to start wars. He did. Later, that moron will probably say, oh, if I was president, this war would have never started. No, you started the war, dick. You started the war. So now our troops are sitting ducks. The idiot known as Donald Trump thinks, oh, the war's already over. I bombed them. Now they surrender. And he said, now we can move on to peace. Is that how it works? One side attacks, the other side doesn't counterattack at all?
Yeah, I think that's what people are expecting is going to happen here. That like, I don't know, Iran is supposed to just give up and like, no, we're going to war. Like, this is it. It's over.
This is just, I mean, Iran's dumb if it does.
If they just sit back and do nothing, or if they attack us.
Militarily, they're really weak.
Mitch, let me put it to you this way, because I don't think Tim will understand the reference.
Okay.
But, like, us...
I'm saying Iran is weak. You realize that?
Yes, I do. And I'm making an analogy that's going to support your point. The United States is Brock Lesnar. Iran, James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I don't know Ellsworth.
Can we pull up this? I'm sure we could pull this up.
You know, even I think everyone here knows who Brock Lesnar is, but
yeah.
Tim, pull up James Ellsworth for me real quick. For those in the chat who might not know who Jimmy Ellsworth is.
James Ellsworth.
Go
ahead. Explain what I'm trying. Oh my God.
He is a man who taught us that any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
This man looks retarded, dude.
And you know that.
Pull up the hang
that
on.
one.
That guy on the right. Yeah.
I know. I know it's not the fucking Raven chick or whatever her name is. I can't remember. Yeah.
Here, drop it down. Here, just pull up. I need like a full body pic of.
Yeah.
You're not really doing this man justice. Yeah, his face is ugly. We know. I need
the face is ugly. Pull up
body,
the wrestling image.
Here.
There we go.
Is that better? This does him justice. This guy sucks.
Now, pull me up a picture of Brock Lesnar real quick, Tim.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
Okay, so you're just saying that I don't remember who's who in these analogies, but one is strong and one is weak.
James Ellsworth is Iran. America, Brock Lesnar. And we'll pull up a picture of Brock Lesnar.
I got you.
That's Brock Lesnar. Genetic freak. Absolute monster. Fucking intimidating. Not scary. Won't fuck you up. Will probably watch you fuck his bitch if you ask nicely. If you don't ask nicely, he'll probably cry in the corner still watching you. Like, if Iran is James Ellsworth and America is Brock Lesnar, Iran's about to go to Zuplex City.
Yeah.
It's already kind of there.
I understand your analogy. I don't think like that's how it's going to go. I think like we're going to try to bomb them. They're not going to give up. They're going to keep fighting. And eventually it's going to come to like push comes to shove. Like we're either boots on the ground or we're just wasting time and money. And if we're going boots on the ground, then we're wasting 30 years in time and money and all that other shit. And if we just bomb, then it's another Ukraine, Russia situation.
We saved so much money with Doge, Tim. We're putting all this money back to work.
Fuck off.
No what? Way. Fuck off. No, we're making America great again. It's America
Shut
first.
Up. No, we're not.
Savings are going to pay for the war.
Not even close. Not even close.
Speaking of Doge, I wonder if Elon's posted anything about any of this. I'm
curious.
Been
quiet.
He's been really quiet. He's been eerily quiet.
So
God damn, he's been so eerily quiet.
Ever. I lied.
He dipped, dude. He's done.
Elon's got something cooking. I swear to God.
It's another
the
rocket.
way he's been so strangely quiet.
Mitch, you want Elon to have something cooking. He doesn't.
Damn right. I'm an American and I want the American Party. Fuck the Libertarian Party. Fuck the Republican Party. Fuck the Democrats. They deserve to go the way of the Whigs. Give me the American Party, damn it.
Nobody wants the American Party. And Bobby Kennedy
Fuck
showed
you anti-patriot.
Nobody wants a third party. They want their red and their blue, and they're gonna pick every fucking election. So you need to pick a fucking side, Mitch.
And that's why the Democrats will go the way of the Whigs and we'll be the blue, bitch, because America is red, white, and blue.
Yeah, he's all about tech stuff right now. He's just been posting about like meme stuff. He's posted a race between
AI swap.
The best we had recently was him posting something about woke being dead, but that's just.
I want to see this. Apparently, a Tesla truck beats a Lambo in a race.
Shit looked fake. I've seen it.
Oh, you saw this? It doesn't look fake. It's too like shitty and grainy.
So yeah. Elon's still MIA.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Talking about car ownership, talking about what is this? Life-changing biohacks. He's back on the tech stuff. He's done with the politics for now.
Yeah. The silence is eerie though.
Why do you say that?
Much like Josh talking about all of his predictions here tonight, mine is going to be that something's cooking there. This feels weird.
You want something to be cooking.
There be shit cooking.
Yeah, I'm looking at more stuff.
Silence isn't always golden, buddy. This ain't the movie theater.
So we bombed Iran.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, is there? Do we got more of this story? Like Trump came out, said fucking 2 minutes of fucking quotes, and then walked away.
Yeah, he dipped. So I was expecting like a 30-40 minute thing with press and everything back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker pulled an Obama like, yeah, we killed Osama. Yeah, we dumped his body in the ocean. Yeah, America. Yeah, bye.
The internet remains undefeated. I said we peaceful now. Okay. $5. The Capitalist Party. They are coming back. Look it up. What? No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I said we peaceful now. That's my favorite. That's the best one so far. Oh my gosh. Capitalist Party. Leighton's going to be joining us in a minute to give his take. We're just.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
We're just waiting on.
Bring in my fellow Jew.
Yeah, we're gonna ask his Jewness how he feels about
his high Jewness.
That's right.
His Jews winning.
Yeah, man. Okay, Capitalist Party. Here we go. The only party. Blah blah blah. What makes you say that they're coming back? They're fucking nowhere. Let me see. This is their official account. Their last post. That's a 2020 pin. Okay, they had a post 2016. Oh, because they went to Pork Fest. Okay. I'm not buying it.
Put it in the capitalist caucus of the LP because y'all need a capitalist caucus since y'all a bunch of socialists.
Yeah, we tried that. It didn't go so well. That's what the whole Mises thing was supposed to be about. Remember, the original creed was about economics being like a priority.
Man, how quickly we turned into gay woke culture war bullshit. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, if I remember right, like the last plank said something about the culture war and just said like, we're not interested in arguing about the culture war because there's more important things or whatever.
And then we added a new prong strategy, which was the influence the culture.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
let's fucking go.
Capitalism Party, the party of actual principle. I don't know. I think Joe's onto something. Black Panther Party. There you go.
Yeah, the Black Panthers.
I'm in with Black Panthers.
Yeah, I was hoping there was going to be more from the speech because I was planning on drinking every time he said that they were our greatest ally, but that never happened. We didn't get that.
No, we got a quote, not a speech, not an interview.
So what is this? People have asked this with the Ukraine war with Russia, but I want to know from the pro-war side, from the people who support the Iran stuff, what does winning look like? Like, how do you win a war in Iran? We're not going to capture the fucking place. What does winning look like? I think Donald Trump, I would have to go back and try to find quotes, but I feel like he's one of those people that we're always saying, like, you have to be clear about what your objectives are so that you know what you're trying to do, and then you go in and achieve them. We don't just bomb and pray. Like, what does winning look like in this war?
For who?
For America. I don't care about anybody else. You think I don't care what our winning looks like for Iran. I know. Okay, actually, I know what it looks like for Iran. Israel dead. Okay, that's what winning for Iran looks like. What does winning for America look like?
Regime change in Iran.
The regime change that we're not a part of anymore.
What? We just bombed through the nuclear. We're absolutely going to be part of that. When fucking the Ayatollah, like, what is it, Kalani, or how the fuck do you say his name?
I don't know. Khamenei, something.
Kala sucked his dick.
Kala not going to work here anymore.
Yeah, call out because you're about to get fucked up, buddy. You better want to quit your job tomorrow. Like, that's honestly what winning's going to look like for America. If you're pro peace, then the reality is that if we're going to have to go to war with Iran, which it's seeming more and more likely that that's where we're going toward, it's regime change. We're going to get rid of the Ayatollah. We're going to get rid of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Either we're going to reinstall the fucking king of Iran, the Shah, that we kicked out in the 70s because we thought they were bad people, or we're going to install some fake fucking democracy like we tried to do in Afghanistan that's going to fail after a decade, and the Islamic Republic will come right back in and take it over with a new, even bigger, dumb dickhead dictator. Like, who knows? But winning, regime change, end of the Islamic Republic, denuclearized Iran, cut off from the rest of the other axis of evil, as George W. Bush once quoted them in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like Joe Hanush said, Tim, Iran has nukes. We got to stop the nuke guys. Yeah, Non-Proliferation Act. We got to make sure they don't proliferate.
You know who else has nukes? Pakistan and North Korea.
Yeah, but North Korea isn't threatening
Pakistan.
But Pakistan,
Russia has more nukes than us.
And just China. Like Russia. And
come on! There's nukes everywhere, man!
And all four of them that you mentioned are not threatening the existence of our greatest ally, Tim. You have to understand, China, Russia, Pakistan, they're all not threatening to wipe Israel off the map. That's our greatest ally, our best friend. There's a reason why their lobbyists gives our politicians tens, hundreds of millions of dollars. Donald Trump got almost $300 million from AIPAC alone.
Tin, do you not remember when those evil Iranians attacked the USS Liberty?
Attacked us. You don't care about Liberty, Tim.
Yeah, they
you just
absolutely
wanted to get
sunk the
attacked.
USS Liberty. Those damn Iranians.
Look at these last 3 notifications.
Yeah, you better follow us, bitch.
Yeah, you see that?
Oh, now we're followed by the LP.
We're in trouble now. We're in trouble now.
Yeah, we're in trouble now. Did they retweet us at least?
No, of course not. You can't do that.
You
can't do that.
Suck. I'm calling Stephen Nikala right now, and I'm telling him he's fired. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
He's going to call me anyway to run a meeting for him because he's got something else to do. So it's okay. Y'all know it's coming.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was looking it up. I was trying to see. I think Joe hit it on the head. Actually, Josh makes some good points there as well. Regime change is probably part of the agenda here. Diminishment of Iran's regional influence. I mean, if you kill them, their influence is diminished.
I mean, their influence already seemed to be diminishing. They lost their buddy Assad, and all they really have are a bunch of militias in that whole region now.
Strengthening the U.S.-Israel strategic alignment. I don't think you can strengthen it anymore. If you experience an erection lasting more than 7 decades, go see a doctor. Like, what else do we need? Avoid an escalation into a broader regional war. This is not going to avoid that. It's going to get worse.
It's got to get worse before it can get better, Timothy.
Yeah.
You're just a bigot who hates the Middle East and Jews because you're an anti-Semite. That's why you don't want to help our greatest ally, Israel, with their existential crisis war against the Iranians who want to wipe them off the map.
Yeah.
Every day for the last 80 years.
I think the best way for us to avoid escalation into a broader regional war is to not involve a country that's on the other side of the globe. And then it will remain contained and narrow in the Middle East, and they can just bomb the shit out of each other, and we'll be okay. I don't think we have to get involved with that. As far as the U.S.-Israel strategic alignment, I mean, we're already doing way too much. This is a one-sided relationship, and I'm not for it anymore. Diminishment of Iran's regional influence. Like I said, I don't care about their regional influence. I care about Iran's influence on the region of the Middle East as much as I care about LA County's influence on the region of California. I don't, okay? It doesn't matter. Regime change, like I said, it's not going to work out for us. It never has, never will. And then as far as the bombs go, I think that's probably the one that Trump's going to hit on the most, because that's what he's been saying a lot, is we have to stop them from getting a bomb. They can't be allowed to have a weapon. That kind of fits in with the "we are not the policemen of the world." I made this post on our Real SwampCast page somewhere, and I totally mean it. And it got a lot of traction, and that's good. But nuclear bombs could drop in Tel Aviv and Tehran, and it really wouldn't affect us all that much. Like, there's no nuclear fallout. We would have some economic turmoil or whatever, but ultimately America would remain largely unaffected. And so I don't want people to die, but they can kill each other for all I care. I don't see why we have to be involved. This doesn't make sense to me. Oh, they're going to get a nuke. And do what? Go ahead. Tell me where I'm wrong.
I mean, you were right on there's going to be some economic blowback, but I think you're really undervaluing the amount of economic turmoil we will be put through in that situation.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine, but it'll come at a cost. Just like we were fine through the Great Depression, but it came at a cost. Same thing.
Yeah,
people's gonna die, Tim. People's gonna die. That's all I'm saying.
A lot more people are gonna die if we go to war.
People's gonna die either way, Tim. And you're right. Maybe we'll have less people die not going.
Do you know why it's gonna hurt us economically? Because we were too worried about what was happening in the rest of the world, rather than building up our own infrastructure, rather than creating an environment where business and the economy can do well here in America, rather than trying to be competitive with the rest of the world. We decided that we were going to show them how it's done with force. And we wasted all of our time and energy doing that instead of building up our defenses here at home. It's like when you're playing Civilization. and you want to go and attack the country next door to you. You got to make sure your defenses at home are set right first. You don't just go out like Napoleon and spread your army thin across the map. You have to make sure your defenses are built up at home. And as long as you do that, it doesn't matter what the other countries do. You could culture bomb them and win. That's like deep civilization reference there, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I guess if that's... I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding with how the global economy works. And I think we forget that, like, 65% of the global world's oil is produced in the Middle East, particularly places like Iran and their neighbors.
I thought we were going to be energy independent. I thought we were going to have our own oil.
I also thought we weren't going to bomb Iran, that we were going to, end the income, like the federal income tax, and, that the FBI headquarters is going to get turned to a fucking museum for the deep state, Tim. But guess what? Here we are nonetheless, doing the goddamn thing, loving our lives and being happy we're still fucking here.
Okay,
right,
but that doesn't answer it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've never really understood why that the Middle East. Maybe I'm just a dumbass and I don't get all this shit, and that's probably the case here. But
True.
I don't understand why all the things in the Middle East affect the price of oil. Because from my understanding, a lot of our oil comes from the Arctic.
OPEC.
It says U.S. imports from the Middle East and North Africa totaled $61 billion, so less than we saved with Doge. 1.6 decrease for 2023. This includes oil and non-oil products, with petroleum being a major component. For context, oil imports from the Middle East have dropped about 10 to 12%, with countries like Saudi Arabia and Iraq being the key suppliers.
By the way, is that Doge ticker still on the website?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had it up a minute ago. Here you go. It's right there.
Tim, the other thing I want you to do is look at who is the head country, who's the president of OPEC.
Okay. Where are you going with this?
It'll make a lot more sense when you look up who the president of OPEC is.
Yeah.
The people who do all the drilling in the Middle East and who coordinate. Because these guys, it's like a conglomerate.
Is this going to be like one of those Halliburton type things where it just all snaps into place?
Mm-hmm. Iran runs OPEC. I'll cut to the chase because Tim's going to look it up because I always want him to verify that I'm not bullshitting people here.
Sure.
Iran runs OPEC. They are one of their people is the president of OPEC. They're like the HNIC of decision making when it comes to how much they drill a day, whether they reduce output, whether they increase output, whether they drill more barrels, less barrels, how much is allowed to get shipped out, how much each country is allowed to produce. It's all meant to keep oil prices at a certain level. So all of these oil producing countries like Iran, like Saudi Arabia, like all these other ones, they can stay solvent with their oil companies. Because all the oil companies in the Middle East are nationalized. They're owned by the fucking government. The Iranian government owns the oil fields. The Saudi government owns their oil fields. Iraqi government, Syrian government, guess what? They all own them bitches. That's their shit.
It says OPEC is a bunch of different countries. Iran is in the country. Organization is led by a secretary general appointed by the member countries who serves at the administrative head but doesn't unilaterally control decisions. The current secretary general is Haitham Al-Ghayas from Kuwait.
Okay, so it looks like they must have changed recently there.
Since 2022.
Okay, a little less recently than I thought.
Still relatively recent, though.
I mean, Iran is a member of OPEC, to your point, and then so they do have some influence on global oil markets. But again, we're an energy independent country. We don't need to worry about this shit. We can just get our own oil. And if we would just lax up on this fucking climate change crap, we could have honestly, a lot more.
This is why we got to take Canada, man. That once we take Canada, oil, energy independence, guys.
Drill, baby, drill. You got to get your Sarah Palin on, boys. Speaking of Sarah Palin.
Yes. I saw those pictures, too.
That's not what I was referencing, but
now I'm curious.
He's not here yet, so hang on.
He's not here yet. Fuck, come on, man. That was a great transition.
It was.
This fucking Jew not being here, of course. He's stealing my fucking time.
It's okay. We can talk about Sarah Palin for a little bit.
What picture were you talking about? Now
I'm trying to see if I can. Yep,
Um,
there it is. It came up right away.
Oh
It
yeah,
came up
baby.
right
I
away.
missed.
Smash. Absolutely smash.
Yeah, somebody was like saying like I didn't know Sarah Palin was built that way or something like that. I'm not even sure if that's actually her.
No,
I'm not sure,
yeah.
but either way, I'm just gonna say smash.
That came
Yeah.
up on my feed earlier this week. It's funny. It's the top search result. Yeah, pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. None of the reasons, none of the points of victory, none of that shit matters to me. It's not America first, man. It's not. And I think like, they used to say like, who, you're on the right side when the wrong people start attacking you or something like that. And I feel like when you got people like Laura Loomer and Mark Levin and Sean Hannity and all these people backing you up, and all the other people that have been outspoken against this shit for such a long time, I don't know. It's not difficult for me to say which side I'm on. And yeah.
You're on the wrong side, Tim. It's okay. You can say it out loud. I'm on the wrong side of history.
No, I'm siding with the black woman, Candace Owens, on this one. Y'all wrong.
Oh, okay. I see. The
see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Yeah, the woke right strikes again. I see.
There you go.
There.
Y'all black, okay?
y'all are black.
Cool.
Now more than ever, the world needs Tiffany Henyard. What does she have to say about all this?
Regime change. Yeah. Fuck that. We're going to install Tiffany Henyard as the fucking Ayatollah of Iran. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. Tiffany Henyard for Iran.
The new Ayatollah? She'll be raped in the first week.
No, she won't.
Yes, she will.
She's going to be like, y'all are Muslim. Y'all doing this to a Muslim woman.
Oh, I just I was reminded of something. I wonder if Stephen A. Smith has said anything about this. Because I was looking.
Be like, I am fiscally conservative and socially liberal, and this is not for me.
Yeah, I saw that graphic, and that's what reminded me to check on him and see how he's doing.
What's Stephen A. Smith up to?
He's all about sports, man. All about sports. Last thing was Hall of Excellence open today. Advice for admin that's gone bald.
It's still the NBA Finals, so he's wrapping that up.
Well, speaking of Sarah Palin, which we're not talking about anymore, welcome. Doing late.
What's up?
Sorry, my PC was like in the shitter.
No, you're good, dude. I didn't mean to like pull you on last minute, but I was scrolling and seeing what people were saying about the whole thing, and I saw your post about it, and then we were talking, and of course we want to hear from His High Junus about the strikes in Iran and supporting Israel and all that.
Well, for starters, on the oil thing that you guys were talking about, because that's the most recent thing that I was listening to you guys were speaking on.
Energy independence,
Yeah, the argument that we have to have the Middle East, otherwise the oil market would destabilize, is technically true, but the problem with that is that there's the lag time is really the issue. The U.S. could refine oil, could produce oil if it wanted to. The federal government has shackled states like my own, Texas, Arizona, Oregon, all of these places. And then they've also shackled up all the Arctic drilling, so the amount of drilling that can go on even in those regions is ridiculously small compared to what it should be. And so, basically, yeah, you'd have a lag time before you could start up. But, like, for instance, Alaskans have always argued for us to be refining our own oil. It never made sense to really put a pipeline here the way that we did, because we just kind of pump it all to other places and then they deal with it, which really doesn't make a ton of sense in the grand scheme of things. Because you could be doing all that here, and then it produces work here, produces more tax revenue, things like that. So the whole thing just never really made sense. But the feds like it that way, frankly, because I think it incentivized the wars in the Middle East that have been going on for the last 30 years at this point. And so you got to have a reason to do that. And on the back end, the reason a lot of these NGOs and a lot of the think tanks make the argument for these wars is petroleum oil. That was certainly true in Iraq and Afghanistan. So I don't see why it's not going to be true here. They're going to fire up all those same arguments, I assume. I don't think they have a ton of validity, again, because you're really just talking about a lag time, which our economy's gone through before. We've done that for months at a time on different assets, far more important than oil, even. So it's a weird thing. But as far as the like bombings and stuff, it's exactly what I was worried was going to happen.
Yeah.
I had been sort of twiddling my thumbs, waiting. I had talked to a few different people I knew. I have a couple friends in different areas of the Middle East. I have a couple friends in Saudi Arabia that I spoke to who both were pretty confident that Iran expected themselves to be hit by the U.S. It seemed to be that was the sentiment, at least, coming from the people in that area. So, and certainly I think the Saudis thought at that point that the U.S. was going to hit was going to hit Iran. And so I was put in a sort of pickle because I was like sitting there going, well, then this is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Right. And so for the last like 2 days, I've sort of expected this to pop off, and it just waiting. And then literally I woke up today 15 minutes after this happened.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was a nice thing to wake up to my grandmother going, "Did you hear? We bombed Iran."
Yeah, I think one of the like early signs that something was going to happen was the B-2 bombers, shifting those to Guam. Yeah. Like
I saw that on Twitter being talked about, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Like, funny enough that y'all mentioned that, because I'm on Twitter right now. I'll try to send the link real quick, but
yeah,
I just saw. And while I'm here, fuck you, Mitch. I saw that post now, finally. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. Josh is missing? Yeah.
Own Sit Defender, so at Scent Defender on Twitter, was there were never any B2s even heading to Guam. So
what is he talking about?
Here, hold up. I'll show
that's true. So from what I was seeing in the news, they said they had these planes going to Guam, when in reality those were the planes that were sent to Iran. So they were never going to Guam to begin with.
Yeah, I was trying to pull the thing, but they're on Drudge. I mean, it's like B-2 bombers sent to Iran or whatever, and then it switched their headline. I don't know if they changed it or whatever. So that was part of the pump fake then, because remember he said, we have 2 weeks to figure this shit out or something bad's going to happen. So that's all part of the distraction, I guess.
Yeah. So if y'all remember about 3, maybe 4 days ago tops, I had sent a link where there had been a whole bunch of like refueling tankers that were all heading out to the Middle East. And a lot of those tweets were talking about these could be towing like F-16s, F-22s, F-35s, like fighter jets, bomber jets, those types of shit. Yeah. It's making a lot more sense now that if these B-2s hypothetically took off from, let's say, I think they're based out of like an Air Force base in like Missouri or some bullshit. Let's just say hypothetically they went to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. They refueled. They took off. They flew over the Atlantic Ocean. They refueled over fucking Africa with those KC-23 tanker and jet fuel tankers. They fucking flew in with the F-16s and the F-35s. They got all the stealth technology. They hit them bases, flew back out of there, refueled over Africa again, and they're on their way back over here to land in Missouri in another 6 hours.
So this is an older post, maybe not super old, 10/22, so half hour ago. But it was saying at least 6 U.S. B-2 stealth bombers are now over the Pacific Ocean to be positioned within striking distance of Iran. They took off overnight from Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri. So
they're based out of Missouri, I told you. So yeah they took off, and them motherfuckers been flying for like a day straight just to bomb Iran. We took off fucking jets in Missouri to go bomb Iran and come home in one shot.
Iran can't even reach us from their region with any of their military equipment.
We sent planes from the fucking middle of the United States to bomb a Middle Eastern country without landing. I just want everybody to let that sink in for a minute. This is what I go back to when I say, do you really think the actual Iranian people want this? Like, yes, the government may be like, oh, we don't give a fuck. We're going to be hiding in mountains and bunkers and shit. The Iranian people do not want this. They don't. I can't believe they do.
Let me ask you this, though. Let's say the roles were reversed and Iran bombed us. Would you want to go to war with Iran?
Oh, y'all. I'd be the first one on the plane. Let's fuck
Well,
around.
that's what I'm saying though. Is like we're bombing the shit out of them. Do you think this is going to make them not want to go to war?
Look,
It's on now.
Israel bombed them a whole lot more than we did. They hit a whole lot more shit than we did.
Don't
We
fucking
bombed their
matter.
nuclear.
Well,
And, then come on over here. Do you really think they
the
want to
other-
come over here?
Go ahead.
The other problem there is the cultural divide there. The United States to Iran for the last, say, 15, 20 years has been the ultimate evil to them in some regard. Now, people will say, oh, the hate America stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying all of the blowback from the last 20, 30 years, we're not just talking about of this bombing. We're talking about the fact that the people who raised kids there and the people who raised kids before them have all been involved in conflicts that the U.S. was tied into. And that's been taught to them for the last 20, 30 years. And so has the dislike for Israel. So for the same exact reasons. So both parties involved in this war, whether the people necessarily support it en masse, culturally, I think that country is going to more want conflict as a result of this. It is really, I saw the meme that I saw was the Eric Andre shooting the guy in the chair, and then, and it's like, Iran, don't do this. And then Trump shoots Iran and then goes, oh no, why did you do? And it's like, this is exactly what has happened, where now Iran is probably going to respond in some way, whether that's terrorism or some kind of strike against Israel, whether that's terrorism here in the United States, which I think is definitely a possibility now because of this shit. Absolutely, that is what we've learned from blowback over the years, and I think that ultimately when people talk about the military sizes, everybody's talking about the context of just Iran. They're not really, I think Iran is goading other countries in the Middle East to get involved with them, and that's ultimately what their goal in this is. And I think the other point there is that the other Middle Eastern countries have a huge issue with Israel, and not so much of an issue with the United States. But because Israel is involved in this conflict as basically with the United States now, there's a lot of these Middle Eastern countries who will not get involved, or if they did, would be on the side of Iran. And that's going to be an issue, because then you're going, you're going to lead a regime change war against all of the countries in the Middle East except Israel at the same time? Turkey, Egypt, Iraq, Afghanistan. So, I mean, I don't think that's possible for the U.S. to do, not without spreading ourselves exceedingly thin a la Russia. And, in the time they tried to invade the Middle East, when we handed it to them, it would be, I think, a very similar outcome. And I don't think we have the fervor here in the United States to fight that war, or to put the boots on the ground that would be required, because the people over here just don't want to fight. So what, are you going to draft people to go over to the Middle East to invade a bunch of Middle Eastern countries? I think you'd have domestic terrorism to worry about then. And I don't think that's something the U.S. wants to put into play. And so I think they try to just bomb these people, and they try to save face and say, well, we had to do it to put them back. They hope that Iran doesn't respond. But I think that's a dream. I mean, they're going to respond in some way, and it's going to spark this whole thing up even bigger.
So I assume you were referring to that call that Iran had for an united Arab front with Turkey and Saudi Arabia, as well as Pakistan.
Yes,
that just screamed of desperation to me, because I cannot. No, I can't see Pakistan's.
You're dealing with Muslim countries.
I know, but at the same time, but Muslim countries also don't give a fuck about other Muslims. Sometimes you got to understand that. And the thing is, with
depends on who they're fighting.
Turkey has their allies in the EU, and Saudi Arabia just loves to fucking deal with everyone, and they fucking hate Iran's guts.
Yeah.
So
the Saudis and the Egyptians,
I just can't.
Are not
welcome to the swamp, bitch. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, but like as I pointed out on one of the previous episodes of Swamp, like, a lot of these Muslim countries don't accept Palestinian refugees because of various reasons as well. I'm like, at the end of the day, they might love to play this whole Muslims united bullshit, but they're not always the most united.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're right about Egypt, and you're right about, to a degree, like, I think the way that I look at it is, the way these Muslim countries have historically always broken out is, especially when you have conflicts that involve the United States, you start to see pair-ups that you didn't expect to see. We saw that all throughout Afghanistan, Iraq, certainly, where all of a sudden you have these previous terrorist groups that were fighting at each other and bombing each other now working together because the U.S. is the opposite side. I think that will ultimately happen in some degree, especially not necessarily with the governments, but with the people that are the guerrilla forces on the ground that are going into some of these places and doing what are going to be painted as military actions. I think ultimately, from an international law standpoint, a lot of these things will be painted as terrorism, because I think ultimately that's what it is in some degree. But I think that I don't think there's any easy way out of not involving multiple other countries by bombing these people, because they don't have much of a choice other than to go to all these other Muslim countries and Middle Eastern countries around them. And you are right that they're not going to be incentivized to join up with them. But at some point, somebody is going to get involved or is going to send money. The Saudis, I guarantee you, are already sending money, whether they like them or not. The Saudis will fund anybody that is going to screw the U.S. or screw any of the other people they don't like. And that's the whole point of BRICS, by the way. I mean, China has an incentive here to also fund Iran, to also help Iran. I know people think that's crazy, but I absolutely think China could be going to outside Arab, based groups that are terrorist groups, funding those groups with the idea that they will then take those weapons or take that money to Iran and take that to those people, because then they could be disconnected from it legally. But
wasn't there the thing recently where Putin basically threatened us if we did this?
Yeah.
So if anything, I'd probably be looking at him the most, because him and Iran are very buddy.
Well, I think China and Russia are going to be on the same. We've done this, by the way, but we've pushed China and Russia into the same block.
Yeah.
We've given them the ability to work together now against U.S. interest, and those are two people that I don't want to work against. Especially not Russia. They're right fucking next to us. I don't need that horse shit.
Yeah,
it's right on your border.
He's giving them some B2 pills. Get it?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of the concern for me, I guess, is that this just keeps developing and it gets into a bigger and bigger thing. And I don't see a way to turn away from this. The post I had up there from Robert Barnes earlier was kind of saying, like, let me pull it back up real quick. Was saying for Trump's attack on Iran to not blow back, Trump needs Iran to exercise self-restraint. Yet the very reason for the attack on Iran is because Iran is so unrestrained.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, this isn't going, there's no good response that's going to come from this. It will escalate. Because Trump's not going to back down. Trump's not going to just be like, at this point, just be like, okay, we did what we had to do to show face for Israel, and now we're just going to go home now. Like, no, now we got to see it through.
And besides Trump backing down, you also have Israel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Israel can just start peppering these people now with ballistic missiles, and the U.S. has basically signed off on it in a way publicly. And so that pushes Israel further into distrust with all the other Middle Eastern countries. So I actually think this puts Israel in a much worse position, because it's going to do a lot of work to unite other Middle Eastern countries that previously weren't against them. And certainly diplomatically against them. So countries that were negotiating sort of in lieu with the Palestinians and stuff like that previously are just not going to want to get involved at all, because they're going to say, well, hey, now you're doing all of this shit. I can't be signed on to this shit show, From a diplomatic standpoint, it's a mess. This is all because Netanyahu knows the second he's out of power, he's either going to The Hague or he's getting a bullet to the back of the head by one of his own supporters. Like, that's the truth.
He's gonna die in office. Like, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, well, I disagree with that.
Everyone's tried to get rid of me, and there's no getting rid of me yet. You could try.
I think at this point, if he is not brought up on some form of charges formally in Israel by the next regime, which has happened multiple times to previous administrations in Israel, then he will be in my opinion, eventually killed by his own people. I think there's enough actual, like, hatred towards that guy from his own base in Israel that he's created basically... He's fermented, I mean, worse than any of these countries that have legitimate revolts. There's whole swaths of Israel that want that guy's head on a spike.
For what, though?
For what he's done, for getting them into this war, for making the entire Western world turn against Jews for the most part. That's how they see it. And he's who's done this, and he funded Hamas. They know this. This was reported in their own media. It's reported in their own media. He said this in front of his own people for years, that he was fanning this flame and that he was keeping this controlled situation. So then when you have this big attack, how are they not supposed to see this as, you just let us die, you just let a bunch of our own people get killed, right? That's the perspective these people have.
It's interesting because the only stuff that I really see coming from that side, and I'm sure it's all propaganda though, is just like, yeah, we support our leader. These people are trying to kill us. We have to defend ourselves. Blah blah blah. That's the only kind of shit I ever see. You don't ever see.
Don't support this at all.
Yeah.
No one talks about that, and the Hasids make up a good portion of the people that make decisions in these areas, and they also make up a huge portion of the Western Jews. So it's that kind of stuff is just not talked about because those people aren't the voting populace within Netanyahu's administration. He's exceedingly right wing. And so anybody who's not in that space is not getting coverage in Israel whatsoever, but they're still there.
So only the Ashkenazis are allowed to talk, and they say Bibi's right.
Pretty much.
They only know that because Ben Shapiro always talks about how he's Ashkenazi or whatever. Yeah, these things don't matter
he loves
to me. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's all about the war. Mario was saying earlier that you couldn't believe that Mark Levin. You couldn't believe that he was on board with this. Oh, dude, that guy's been sucking Israel's dick from as long as I've been listening to him.
Right.
Mark Levin goes to sleep by putting on a face mask and taking Bibi's cock out of his throat.
There you go.
No. Speaking of like really crazy Zionists, what has Randy Fine been up to?
Oh, that dude.
Being fat and looking like fucking Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Being like my past self.
Yeah,
but did you see his thing that like he didn't wash his hand after shaking Benjamin Netanyahu's hand just so he can touch his kid's head or some shit?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah, he's got like some weird Peter Griffin like energy going on. We know.
Some weird, really weird.
More like some Quagmire energy.
There's a reason the first time. There's a reason the first time I shook Netanyahu's hand, I did not wash it until I could touch the heads of my children. Like what the fuck, dude?
Dude,
this sounds exactly like a guy who's an OnlyFans dude. Somebody who subscribes to some chick's OnlyFans. Like, I got to meet my favorite OnlyFans model and I didn't wash my hand until I got to jerk off when I got home.
Yeah, so crazy, dude. I'm looking to see if he said anything recently. Just talking about being born and raised in Florida and how happy he is. I proudly sponsored the bill that banned mutilating sex changes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you poor bastards.
He's in my fucking district.
Mitch,
oh, you poor
You
bastard.
know what you have to do, Mitchell. You need to toss Randy Fine in the ocean like he's a car battery.
Yeah.
That's your job now,
that
Mitch.
bitch.
You need to recycle that hoe. Toss that motherfucker in the ocean. We need to get ourselves a new motherfucker. Mitch, you need to run against Randy Fine under the LP banner. And if not, you need to primary Randy Fine. That's your job now.
Listen,
we need a swamp creature in the Congress.
That would be so epic, but
Mitch, no, we're gonna do this right now. Fuck this shit. We're making this shit entertaining now. There you go.
What happened?
Nah, Mitch, you're gonna run against Randy Fine. I'll run against Andrew Gallego, and we're gonna fuck this shit up.
I don't know who the Gallego guy is.
He's a fucking U.S. Senator out in fucking Arizona. Terrible. He makes Mark Kelly look like fucking Rand Paul.
Okay. Yeah,
Mitch is dying right now. He knows exactly. Like he don't even know who Andrew Gallego is, but he's like, that's fucked up. Mitch, we got to do this. You
The
and me.
gears are turning, Halavka.
What is going
Mitch,
on?
you
Oh,
and
that's
me, we
nice.
can do
Look
this.
at that.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
That's cool. I
It's
like that.
happening. Like, yeah, exactly. Mitch, you're gonna run against Randy Fine as a libertarian, or you're gonna primary him as Republican. I don't know. You can choose. It's your call. I'm gonna run against Andrew Galileo, Republican. It'll be great. We'll do liberty shit. I'll talk that hot liberty fire. I'll lose the primary wholeheartedly in the Republican Party. It's gonna be terrible, but it'll be a lot of fun.
What
You're gonna lose too, Mitch. It's okay.
I know.
You're gonna
I
run as
know.
libertarian. You know you are.
It's either, even if I run as the Republican, I know for a fact there's a dude with a bunch of money who's going to primary Randy Fine.
Mitchell, I want you to get in and find this person. And when you do, I want you to contact me and we're going to have a conversation together with this individual.
I can try. He's somewhere in the Free Florida chat on X.
Thought Gallagher died. No?
No, I wish that motherfucker died. I remember leading up to the election. I saw his commercials out here. I was like, this nigga's going to be terrible. Horrible. This Mexican stupid motherfucker. And lo and behold, like I said, he makes Mark Kelly look like fucking like Thomas Massey. It's terrible. Terrible. Like, he is the progressive left to Mark Kelly's kind of like establishment moderate left.
I've seen a couple people bring this up, and I'm trying to look up an answer to see if I can understand it, but maybe one of you guys know. By what authority does Donald Trump bomb Iran? Like, is this not an act? Is this not an act of war? Is this not like, don't you need like some kind of approval or authority from Congress to do anything like this?
Man,
what's going on?
We're fighting terrorists. It's the Patriot Act, bro.
The argument that's going to be made is exactly that, like the Patriot Act argument. I think there is legitimate, and I think you're going to see this, whether people like it or not on the Republican side, but I think there are going to be articles impeachment brought up over this and some other things. I think you're going to see the left waking up and realizing midterms are coming up. So Trump has dropped the ball here. If the left picks it up, I think you could see a lot of the left people coming back to the sort of anti-war roots that some of them had, and I think you'll see a lot of the people on the right that are sort of the hardliners, like Rand Paul, Massey, those types, signing on to a lot of that stuff, and you'll see a sort of new coalition start to build within the establishment sort of Senate, and I think that could really spell problems for Trump, because if they call for impeachment, and the left and a small portion of the right is in favor of it, then he'll be impeached and he could be removed. There is enough votes if they could do something like that to get that done. I've done math on it, because there's such a close battle in the Senate as is, that when you add in the fact that this is a big enough issue, you're going to have maybe even 20% of the Senate Republicans that are not in support of this. Well, that's a problem, because that 20% makes the voting difference, and so it becomes a real issue. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, and this would be a lot better of a case than Russian collusion or whatever they tried to impeach him on, and you're going to get more movement. But I don't think, like, even the Rand Pauls and Thomas Masseys, even those guys, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's against the strike. She's not going to vote to impeach Trump over this. She's going to criticize him and say he did wrong, but it's way better to keep him around. I don't even know that Paul and Massey go as far as to vote for impeachment.
Removing him means that J.D. Vance becomes president. I disagree with what you're saying here completely. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You think they'd rather have Vance?
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene would pull that button in a second. She would pull that switch in a second, because her own base wants that to happen. Her base is made up of those radical Republicans that I'm talking about. That's the same with Massey and Rand Paul. They know what the deal is. They know that J.D. Vance is young and he's going to be able to rerun anyway. So if you think about it, this gives him the chance to have 3 terms, really. So there's a certain shine to that situation too. It's not all bad.
In honor of us joining Kick tonight, you and I need to make a wager, because I disagree. I don't think she's going to do it. I think it's not worth the risk. I think it's like a lesser of two evils type of thing for her. So I don't know what we're going to wager, but I got a bet with you on this.
If they call for impeachment and she has to vote on it, then we'll put something up. Because we don't even know if they're going to do that yet. I guess we could do it now. What do you want to put up on wager? I don't know.
The belt.
No idea. No, fuck you. No.
No.
This belt will be wagered. I believe it'll probably have to be the midterms until we can come up with a better idea. That's how the belt was won. That's how the belt was won. What do you want to? What?
Tim is not a fighting champion.
I am a fighting champion. Sure.
Well, I would wager drinks.
Boo you back.
I would wager drinks. The problem is you guys don't stream on Sundays, Mondays, or Tuesdays, and those are the only days that I can really drink.
We stream on Tuesday every Tuesday. What are you talking
we
about?
do the members
Oh,
only
that's
shows
right,
on
Tuesdays.
Sundays.
And we do on Sunday. Yeah, we do both times.
We do members
I guess
only
you
on
do.
Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Leighton
We'll
doesn't
do-
actually follow us.
No, I don't have the member thing. So I don't even think I get the
Ronan,
members
where
only.
are you at? Where's
Keep going.
Leighton's gifted? I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's what we'll do. We'll do it on the Sunday one. We'll do member. Or wait, it won't happen by then.
Wait, what are we doing? All I know is that we're betting on this impeachment thing.
I'll bet the loser has to drink 5 drinks on the members only.
Oh, easy. Yeah, I'm in.
Easy. I'm in.
Wait, Josh, what side are you on? Does Marjorie Taylor Greene vote for impeachment?
No.
All right, you're with me. All right, Mitch, where are you at? Mitch is swallowing right now while he does
Remember,
that. Okay.
remember, I am out on this one as far as the bet goes, but
But wait, you said
Sober
CBD,
summer.
but
Sober
didn't you say
summer.
like gummies were okay? Didn't you say
What?
gummies were okay?
Did you say THC?
doing these things, the CBD, I guess. I mean, like,
And what's like a normal shot of that?
just really earthy vial. Like, what the?
No,
we'll figure this
I'm
out,
not-
okay? We'll
What
figure
I'm
this
saying
out.
is, what I'm saying is,
Snoochie
For the
Boochies
sake of
out for
balancing
May.
things out, I am going to side with Leighton.
I'm
Okay,
sneaking
sure.
the
Fuck all
Snoochie
y'all.
Boochies in my butt for fucking May.
what I was
He
gonna say
loses.
is,
I am on the side of my fellow Jewish brother.
if you're not
I'm gonna get
drinking,
pegged in the butt with the Snoochie Boochies. Don't have to boot that shit to get it to Mitch so he can fucking get turd.
what do you do with that CBD thing you just pulled up? Is that you just put like a couple drops in your drink? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
Just
But
put
it
drops on your-
boosts
All right, so you'll take a shot.
Yeah,
Boosts
take a
it
shot
in
of
his
that.
butt.
fine.
Okay, there you go. Because
You're gonna
CBD's
boost
not real weed, Mitch.
Boo!
Let me see here. $5 from Chuck. There's not enough votes to convict the Senate. Lindsey claims 81 senators are on the war side.
Lindsay has lied about that before, and I
Lindsey
think that
Graham
a lot
is
of those.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Lindsey Graham.
Ladybugs. Google Lindsey Graham ladybugs. Google it. Do it. You know you want
Oh,
it.
I'm going to right now.
No, now I'm afraid what's going to come up.
Is it
don't
something
like
I
it
can
right
pull up on stream?
It's his ladybugs.
He's a
God, you're
ladybug.
gonna
I
make
can't
me-
type. I can't type.
I
I'm
haven't
cool.
read this or looked this up in so many years, and I don't want to scar myself permanently.
Refers to a series of online discussions and content that originated from a Reddit thread where users expressed disgust over a story about Lindsey Graham. The story, which was later confirmed to be true, involved Lindsey Graham referring to dark moles on his body as ladybugs.
Do you know who he was referring to them? Wait a minute. Do you know who he was referring to them to?
I don't know. I'm trying to find
What
the full
gay
story.
prostitute was
That
it?
would be Mitch literally pegged it on the head. He got it.
Oh no. Okay.
This story.
Oh, I have a quote from the thing.
Ladybugs.
When I came out of the bathroom, he was on the bed. When I came out of the bathroom, he was on the bed, naked on all fours. I noted that there were dark marks around his anus. I asked if he had showered. He said yes. I asked if it was okay if I wiped him down. He said sure. I wet a face towel, wiped and wiped between his buttocks, and nothing was coming off. Then I realized that his taint wasn't dirty. It was full of moles, dark moles in dense clutters that ran down the length of his taint. Ah, he said, Hope you don't mind. Those are just my little ladybugs. And I ran out of there. So this is like a testimony from a gay prostitute or something about fucking.
This is
Lindsey
not
Graham.
one story. This story, goes back further than. So this reference has been made by other male prostitutes in the DC and other metro areas that he specifically visits. So this is like corroborated shit between all these different whores around the world.
Wow.
All with Lindsey Graham and his ladybug tape. That's crazy.
Oh God!
Just leave it to the Jew to come on with the blackmail propaganda.
Oh God!
Oh God! Come on, Leighton. You got to be better than this. You're just
Well, he will always be Lindsey Ladybug Graham to me now. Thanks for that.
Dude, you can't not think about it.
my
anytime you hear him.
ladybug.
Dude, I first learned about that like 4.5 years ago on a Ricada stream. Because Ricada read the entire old forum line of the whole description from the prostitute. So it's like this in-depth story. Like it's like written like a novel, you know, like I walked in the room and he undressed on the bed, you know, like
Yeah, that's how it reads. It's fucking crazy. I don't know. I gotta find the full story. Yeah.
Find it.
I want to see where it was confirmed though, because it like the Brave search says it was later confirmed to be true. Like, did Lindsay admit to this?
My understanding is what was confirmed about it is there were so many different people that had said the same thing over the years, and eventually I believe on Reddit 2 or 1 of the actual like whores that were involved in the whole thing actually like outed themselves and said, oh no, this is me in the story and this happened, confirming their side of it. So then it allows people to say, well, it's a confirmed story. But it's not like Lindsey Graham has said, oh yeah, I do this on the regular.
Did they name Lindsey Graham by name?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, certainly.
Yeah, they did. They multiple times and times. Like they're like, yeah, that was Lindsey.
So you could theoretically, he could sue him. Why hasn't he? You know, like,
yeah, he could.
I wonder
that
why.
would things would
because
come out
it's not a lie.
slippery.
Yeah, it says.
Exactly.
I asked Grok to try to fact check it, and it said that the source of the story stems from Huang's, I don't know who Huang is, satirical article which described a fictional encounter with Graham. Huang later deleted the post, stating that it was meant as satire and fantasy, and that he didn't want to undermine the credibility of others making claims about Graham, blah, blah, blah. So Grok says it's not true, but
I'm calling bullshit on Grok because I remember this story when it came out, and I remember searching this thing, and it didn't come from. I don't know who the Huang person is. I don't know that name.
Yeah,
This reminds
Huang. Yeah,
this reminds me of the bullshit they used to discredit all the weird stuff around Pizzagate.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They just
all
put,
this.
Lindsay's like, put my story in there. Come on. Get this in the pile.
Just slip that in there too, so people discredit that as well.
That's right.
I can't have people knowing about my ladybugs.
What does it say? There's no evidence, but Lindsey Graham is possible that one staffer getting banged in the male lingerie house. Wait.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not wrong.
That man's definitely gay.
You think Lindsey Graham was the one dude fucking that one staffer in the video of the dude getting fucked in the Capitol chamber?
Nah, that guy had some good hip thrusts in there. I don't think
You don't
Lindsey
think that
Graham
was
is
Lindsey?
hitting it that hard.
Yeah, can't move like that
Lindsey
anymore.
Graham is the one getting hit, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, well, according to the story, yes.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. He's not the man. He's the woman.
Good.
He's catching. He ain't pitching.
For sure. All right,
I'm
boys.
over here, big boy.
We've been here about 2 hours. I'm not really seeing any other breaking news related to this. Is there anything else that we didn't get to say you want to say about it?
We was
Anybody who-
Kangs makers.
Yeah.
We made Kangs.
Uh-huh.
Kangs that bombed Iran.
If you don't want war, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Outlawed Thoughts, because I'm 20 subscribers away from 1,000.
Yeah, go get it, dude. Yeah, for
Keep
sure.
Peace. Subscribe to Leighton Show.
There you go. Yeah. Mitch, anything you didn't get to say?
Nothing much. I'm just kind of amazed now.
Holy fuck! Is that real?
Did you actually find? Oh no!
No.
I thought you were actually going to have a picture of the ladybugs. I was like, oh my god, what is wrong with you?
You know those pictures that the APAC tracker puts up about how much money everybody's gotten?
Yeah.
Have you
Donald
seen the one
Trump,
account?
king,
yeah,
baby.
I told you, like 300 million,
Woo!
230 million, 473,622
That's crazy.
dollars. This man is inflated with Jew money.
That's crazy, dude.
Like,
That's a lot.
Israel handed him the whole bag of Jew gold.
Listen, we gave him an ultimatum.
Hey, we did not have a choice. What are you going to do? We were getting bombed by all directions.
Exactly.
So we sprinkle some money around. Who's gonna know the difference? I just went into a little Jar Jar Binks towards you in there.
We'll close it out with this. You know what I'm saying? Just a gay old time with the guys. I don't know. We'll see how the impeachment goes. It's gonna be fun.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
We're going to war.
Yeah, we're all going to war. $2 million for Josh Alavka coming soon for his pro-war takes.
You're goddamn right.
Good word for you.
Let's go, baby. Give me this money. I'm a capitalist.
Come join us in the Discord. Be sure to follow us on Kick. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, everybody have a good night, and we'll be back. We'll be back Sunday, not tomorrow. We did one today. Maybe not tomorrow. We'll see. Join the Discord.
Find out.
Find out in the Discord. See you later.